Are you familiar with the old adage that you get what you pay for? Generally speaking, most of my life that's been true. But is it true anymore? Like when it comes down to tools and materials and labor in the home renovation remodeling business, is it still true? When you go out and you buy tools, is Harbor Freight versus like a Makita or a DeWalt, is it really a good deal? And a lot of that comes down to expectation. What kind of performance, how often you're going to use it? Is it just to get the one job done and you need something special? Then you might find value there. But the truth is, when it comes to tools, you do get what you pay for. There's no doubt that I love DeWalt. I've been using it on this show for years. And it's not because it's the best tool on the market. It's the best bang for your buck. It is a professional quality tool that I find is still almost half the price of the Makita tool set. That's why I don't use them, because I don't need to put on a show for people. I just needed something reliable and affordable. I got what I paid for. Good tool. When it comes to materials though, you used to get what you pay for. But over the last 20 years, we've seen a shift. If you're a homeowner and you're going shopping at the box stores, you're not getting what you pay for. And at the same time, you are. Because their number one goal is to sell you convenience, not quality. You can't even buy plumbing fixtures at the local box stores that are made of brass. That's the gold standard. Why is that? It's because the plastic plumbing fixtures that they're selling are half the price of the brass fixtures so that they can double the price when they sell it to you. So you can buy something competitive on the marketplace that's right in front of your face, and it's the same price as that thing you could have bought online, even though it was brass. That's right, you're buying convenience. So you do get what you pay for. You're paying for convenience, not quality. And it's kind of a bit of a sting. It's time to start taking a look at where you buy, where you're spending your money, what quality you're getting, and make sure you get what you pay for. Set a new standard for yourself when it comes to materials. When it comes to labor, here's a little bit of a warning. We don't have enough of it. There's still a housing crisis. We're building like mad dogs out there. I'm talking to the suppliers and they're telling me their sales are up 200% year over year. That's incredible. And it's not because of a mass marketing campaign. We're talking about just sheer demand is going through the roof. And in this environment, if you want to take a look at hiring a contractor to work in your house, I want you to consider the following. The good contractors, they've been booked for the next 2 years. The smaller outfits that you're unfamiliar with, the guy that has 2 guys working for his crew, he's got a website, he's got some great referrals, probably a great contractor, he's also booked for the next year. And part of the reason they're booked for so long in advance is it's hard for them to even find people who want to work to meet the demand. And part of it is because a lot of their employees, when the market got so wild, quit their job and started their own company. Now, nothing wrong with these guys being ambitious, going into business, all right? But I'm just gonna give you a little word of warning. There's a lot of guys out there who are in business for the first time this year, all right? And they've got a lot of learning curve to go through. They're gonna make mistakes on the bidding. They're gonna make mistakes with the contracts. They're gonna make mistakes, maybe bite off more than they can chew. They're gonna make mistakes thinking that they can get someone to help them who's not available. Oh, I'm gonna hire some guys and make a crew. I'm gonna close all the contracts first. Do you know how many people I've run into in my life who would sign contracts and deals for an entire year and then go source the labor for it? That business model is a disaster this year. When it comes to the workforce, you get what you pay for. Now more than ever is so not true. You're not getting anywhere near what you're paying for. So if you're spending good money thinking you're getting quality, you're getting experience, and you're getting somebody who's skilled, who's gonna do a good job for you, watch out for the following signals. They're not gonna have enough staff. They're not gonna have enough experience. They're gonna be running way behind schedule. So maybe now is the best time in history for you guys to learn how to do all these things yourself. I'm telling you right now, in the world of home renovations, it can take 10, 15 years of working for people to really develop enough skill to say I'm competent enough to be working on my own. You get what you pay for. But right now, if the labor that you're hiring isn't making 6 figures a year, they're not the guys that know what they're doing. This is not 2008. You can't get a tradesman or a craftsman who work for food anymore, who's still available next month. It's gonna cost you a lot more than you think to get the results that you're looking for. So maybe learn how to do it yourself. Got a lot of videos to help you out if you need it, and a lot of ways to solve a lot of problems. And if you're stuck in the middle of a project and you've got problems, consider joining our membership program before you look out to hire someone to fix that problem for you. We can help you get over those little hurdles. Make sure that you can solve all your own problems. So 30 years ago, I was busting my butt in an economy that was not exactly booming back in those days. I didn't have any value of my own understanding of all the things that I could do because school was telling me that I had to go to university or I was a failure. I wish somebody would have told me that 30 years down the road, trades would be in such high demand that a guy with competent skills who is sober, who know how to show up at work on time, could make more money than surgeon. Amazing. how many years I spent in the marketplace selling my services, devaluing my services because I felt devalued because I was working with my hands. If your school is blood, sweat, and tears, don't devalue yourself. You're worth a hell of a lot more than anybody's willing to pay for you. If you're in the trades, you know what I'm saying. You know what it's like when you have banner year. They're gonna get better and better and better. So if you're out there working with your hands or you're thinking about getting in the trades, just do it. You're not gonna see artificial intelligence doing renovations, running plumbing, fish and wire. You're not gonna see it. Trades, building places where you can live, that's always gonna be around. It's just the way it is. You're never gonna get rid of us. The one group of people that my school system, my educated teachers used to vilify was being reduced to working with your hands. We're gonna become one of the most sought after skills on the planet in a few years. It's kind of ironic, isn't it? If you wanna be valuable, master a bunch. You know the old adage that a jack of all trades is a master of none, but more valuable than the master of one? It's because of this. The highest paying job in the trades is not performing the work. It's managing the project. Being a project manager is not something you go to school to learn. It's something you learn in the trenches. If you're young, let's say you're 18 years old. By the time you're 30, you want to be making an even clean, simple 6 figures guaranteed, no problem. You want to make that kind of money? Easy. For the next 2 years, you learn how to paint. And then you get a different job. In the next 2 years, you learn how to do drywall. The next 2 years, you learn how to frame. The 2 years after that, you learn how to do mud. 2 years after that, you learn finished carpentry. Okay? Take a couple years, learn tile. Mix it up a little bit. 10, 12 years, you can master 4 or 5, all of the interior renovation trades, and then you can become a project manager. 30 years old, you can be making $150 as an employee, not even having to worry about investing your own money. Learn the business with someone else's dime. By the time you're 40, you'll have figured out all your systems, all the best contacts, all the best people to work with, all the best suppliers. You'll have made enough money that you'll have money to invest. You'll be 40 years old, the prime of your life, the smartest kid in the block, in the most comprehensive, sought-after industry in the world. It took me 30 years to learn what I should have learned in 10 or 12. And the sad thing is, most guys, they have it in their mind that to be master of one trade is the ultimate goal. But that's not who's most valuable. I don't know any electrician in North America who works for somebody who makes 6 figures. But if you're an electrician and you work for yourself, you can. There's a lot of opportunity out there if you want to be in business for yourself, but don't be too quick to do it. The world is full of opportunity, but it's full of pitfalls. That's why it's called business. That's why it's called work, right? There's risk and reward. Make sure you balance it out. Don't be afraid to learn from others before you try to do it yourself. And then one day you can be in a position where you can be running their shot and you'll have learned from all the mistakes of somebody else had to learn the hard way so that you don't have to. I learned a lot of things the hard way. That was my business model. I had no clue. I just had to will things into existence. I just wish somebody had told me 30 years ago that I was valuable. Wow, that would have changed everything. Cheers, till next time.